What's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. Well, after the Speaker's statement earlier rejecting Boris Johnson's motion to have a meaningful vote on his withdrawal agreement and political declaration, as I said in a video earlier he would, we had many points of order from MPs clearly not happy with his decision and the obvious bias shown towards the Remain side. Now, during these points of order, following that statement, Tory MP Robert Halfon requested assurances from the Speaker that he would deny any amendments asking for a second referendum, which of course should be a given since the first has not been honoured yet. Well, the Speaker did what John Bercow does best, sides with the Remoaners and left the door open for these undemocratic MPs to use a second referendum in order to delay Brexit with the aim of stopping it altogether. So let's see this point of order and Bercow's response to it.
Point of order, Mr Robert Halfon.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I respect your judgment and I share your love of precedent, but given what you have said and given that there have already been a number of votes in this House for a second referendum and voted against, will you apply the same precedent about having repetitive votes when you consider in your deliberations if amendments are put forward for a second referendum?
To the honourable gentleman for what he said, and the principle that I have enunciated has wider application. We are in a new session. The same question convention applies to consideration of the same matter in the same session. I very gently say to the right honourable gentleman that we are in a new session, a point that is in fact so blindingly obvious that I'm sure it won't have escaped the right honourable gentleman, who is a very clever fellow, for a moment. Yes.
While the Tory MP is right that there have been many votes on this subject before, he must have forgotten that a new Queen's speech has taken place, so we're in a new session, meaning Bercow is free to select these second referendum amendments as he states in his response. This is something I have been saying could and likely will happen for a while now. They are in their own world and clearly think this will stop the tension surrounding Brexit, when in actual fact it's about the worst thing you could do to heal the Brexit divide. There is a chance the government can block this nonsense from occurring by refusing to pay for it, but I would not put it past this Parliament passing new laws to allow them to do it somehow. Boris Johnson has no real power. He has been forced to ask the EU for an extension by this traitorous Remoaner Parliament, so who knows what these traitors could actually do in the future. Robert was not finished there though. He continued his campaign against the second referendum by telling Steve Barclay to write another letter to the EU rejecting the idea of a second referendum. So let's take a look at that before I end this video.
Mr Robert Halfon.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. Can we write another letter to the European Union saying that we utterly oppose having a second referendum? And does my right honourable friend not agree that a second referendum is a betrayal of many thousands of Harlow voters who voted to leave and millions of working people across the country? We should respect democracy and implement the result of 2016.
Well, once again, this guy is bang on the money with his point against the referendum. It should be dismissed out of hand without a second's hesitation. It would have no legitimacy, especially when you consider these snivelling shitweasels intend to make the question leave with the Boris Treaty or remain in the EU, which is astonishing for a number of reasons, but most importantly, remain lost in the 2016 referendum, so cannot be a valid question in any future referendums. The only way another referendum would have any credibility as if it was between Boris Johnson's deal and a WTO Brexit. Remain has already lost, so in a democratic society, it can no longer even be considered. This is a fact of life. So yes, Robert, the government should send that letter, as the EU don't seem to have a Scooby-Doo what democracy means, so maybe we better teach them. Well, I'm going to end the video there, guys. It was just a quick one to bring you those few clips. I want to thank the channel's PayPal, Patreon and Subscribestar members for supporting the channel, along with everyone who watches my videos. Remember to let me know what you guys think down in the comments section below. Leave a like, subscribe with the notification bell and share this video as it helps the channel a lot. And I will see you all in the next one.
Parliament is a dead Parliament. It should no longer sit. It has no moral right to sit on these green benches. They don't like the truth. Twice they have been asked to let the electorate decide upon whether they should continue to sit in their seats, while they block 17.4 million people's votes. This Parliament is a disgrace. But they're too cowardly to give it The time is coming. The time is coming, Mr. Speaker, when even these turkeys won't be able to prevent Christmas.
Owners, the peasantry against the feudal barons, colonies, Mr. Verhofstadt, against their empires, and that is why Britain is leaving. And it doesn't matter which language you use, we are going, and we are glad to be going. We're off.